Welcome back to this latest episode, Japan's top business interviews. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, President, Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training. My special guest today is Hideo Goto, the president of Schick Japan. Goto-san, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you for welcome.
You did a fantastic talk on a podcast for David Sweet.
Oh, thank you.
His Focus Core podcast,
Good.
which I heard.
Oh, you heard?
And I thought, wow, this is great. I've got to get Goto-san onto my podcast to talk about leadership. And then I had the chance to meet you at the Tokyo American Club talk you gave about what you've done here at Schick. And I was, again, super impressed with what you did. So I said, I definitely have to have Goto-san come and talk about his experience leading in Japan. So, we can't show the audience the whole office here, but you did a fantastic renewal job too, because you had some slides in your presentation. It was like, oh my God, before and after. It was unrecognizable, you know. It was incredible. So let's start with a little bit of your background. People may not know much about you. Just, you know, how is it you are now running Schick Japan? Give us a little bit of the backstory on your history here.
Okay. So let me introduce myself shortly. I'm Hideo Goto. I'm Japanese. And actually, that I mainly work for the global company in my career, like, Johnson & Johnson, L'Oreal, Henkel Beauty Care, and then Schick Japan. And now I'm leading Schick Japan as a president and a representative director. And then actually, based on my, the career, that I experienced all the, the function, like, that I started my career with sales and then marketing. And then after that, I experienced the general management for the last, over 14 years. And then, the business model-wise, I also experienced more the diversified channels, like, the mass, the channel, like a B2C, and professional, B2B2C, and then department store, and then e-commerce. And then actually, I put myself in the beauty industry over 30 years. So that's why I know the beauty, and then I experience all the categories, such as skincare, makeup, hair care, hair color, fragrance, body care, and now it's shaving. Yeah, so that's myself. And then actually, based on my, the experience, especially for the general management, I know that I experienced 5 turnaround cases to transform the company in my career.
5 turnaround cases.
Yeah.
That's pretty unusual to do 5.
So.
I mean, people get to do 1, maybe 2, but 5 is quite incredible.
Yeah, fortunately, I could experience 5 cases, 2 in L'Oreal and 2 in Henkel and 1 in Schick Japan. Oh. So actually, I already finished like the 5 turnaround cases. So that's why I decided to summarize what I have done so far to transform the company. And then I published a new book.
Actually, the book is here.
Yes, this one.
Here, this is called The Turnaround, Schick Turnaround. Okay, right. It's Schick Japan, Kigyo Henka no Recipe.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
So available, folks, wherever you get good books.
Because this book is a systemization of the methods which I already developed in the past 5 turnaround cases.
And I think there's an English version coming out.
It will.
You mentioned that there was an English version.
We are preparing.
Okay, that's fantastic, because a lot of people will be able to read the English version. I mean, I can read Japanese, but it's going to take me a lot longer than reading the English. That's for certain. So in terms of becoming a leader, country head, shacho, which company was the first case for you to become the top?
I think the general manager, actually as a company-wise, it's more Henkel.
Henkel, right?
Yeah, because in the L'Oreal is a GM for the division.
Division head.
But Henkel is more like the total, like the more beauty care company total. Right?
Company total, right?
Yeah.
And then Schick. So thinking about leading teams, what did you find, based on your 5 turnaround experiences, works well to get the team engaged behind you as the leader? Because we talk about engagement is always a problem in Japan, as far as the surveys show anyway. But then you have the problem, you're the new leader, you've got to get the people behind you to follow you and what you're doing. So based on your experience so far, what has been working well for you to have that experience to get people behind you?
I think, the fundamental question is like, if you want to enhance your engagement, I think, but start not just tackling on the engagement first. It's more like, for me, it's always starting with purpose and vision.
Okay.
Yeah, because, that this is very important to transform the company or to enhance the engagement. Because
so just on that point, you're inheriting an existing company. Schick has been in Japan how many years now?
65.
65. Wow, incredible. Longer than us. We've been here 62. So we started in 63. So you passed me out 61 or something like that, right? 60, 61. So it's not like it just turned up. It's been running. It's had vision, mission, values, I'm sure, for many decades. So what do? Do you re-energize those? Do you tweak them? Do you toss them out and you create something for the Japan team and the Japan team helps create it? Yeah, okay, purpose, vision, great, but how?
Yeah, I think, the Schick Japan, of course, that long time ago, they had the purpose and vision, which I don't know. But, at least, the last, let's say like 10 years, that the purpose vision was not penetrated in this company. While we are number one in the market, but, that we didn't have clear purpose and vision. And then the Schick Japan, since 2015, we are belonging to the Edgewell Personal Care Company. And
Edgewell is a big
American personal care company.
Personal care company, and this is one of the brands now within the Edgewell portfolio. Is that how it works?
Exactly. So the Edgewell has like the 4 categories. One is a shaving, so the Schick is there, and then a grooming. Grooming means like it's a bit vague definition, but including the shaving plus skincare, body care, deodorant, and then the sun care is more outdoor UV, and then the femme care. So 4 categories.
Right.
And then Edgewell already has a purpose and vision. Actually, the purpose is which is more to make useful things joyful. Right. So this is for Japan team, that of course we have the purpose, global purpose, but it's not so relevant to them. So that's why when I joined the Schick, of course the Schick Japan is already 65 years in Japan, right? And then our core business is a shaving. Yeah, shaving, and then we are number one in the market, right? So the shaving, anyway, it's a core business for Japan. But I'm also thinking like how we can grow more. And then I just take out some more like the skincare or the body care categories as a next stage, because we are strong in the shaving. Before or after shaving, you need the skincare, right? So that's why the skincare or the body care makes sense to keep this story. So then when I look at the Edgewell purpose, because we have 4 categories, they just put more like just in general, like useful things. So, but for me, it's a shaving score, but not just only shaving. We need to go, beyond the shaving. So, which is more skincare, body care. So that's why I created the word beauty grooming.
Beauty grooming. This is a new word.
It's a new word.
Didn't have this word before.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that marketing, beauty grooming, new word, new category.
Yes.
Differentiation, positioning, marketing. Fantastic. Love that.
Yeah. So I created the beauty grooming because grooming is already there, right? Because one of the categories is grooming, right? But what I observed in the beginning, that the team, they consider the shaving business as a household goods. So that's why they rely on more like price promotion, volume discount, and so on. But for me, I want to sell more value, not through the price. Right? So and then the shaving itself is a beauty, the category, right? It's a beauty products for me. So beauty means it's more the brand business. So that's why that if you go with like the brand business, you don't need to think about too much, the price promotion or the volume discount. It's more you want to build a brand, right? So then you need to show the value. So that's why that I put the beauty just before grooming.
Just coming back, just wondering about. Well, okay, you're having a shower one morning and the words beauty grooming pop into your head as like inspiration, or did you get a team together? We brainstorm. What can we come up with one word that's going to be a new category? Or where did the inspiration for beauty grooming come from?
Maybe as I already share, I put myself in the beauty industry, right? So that's beauty is very it's normal for me, and then that's why maybe I just the beauty word is
so
just
it came
from
up. Yourself.
Yeah,
it came
from
from
myself.
your idea. Okay, I got
Right.
this idea of beauty grooming. Okay, and then you have to sell it to the team, right?
Right.
Because there's no such word, and it's English as well. So it's beauty grooming in Japanese, which is meaningless because it's all katakana.
Yeah.
So this is conceptually quite interesting. But keep going with the story, and we'll come back to how you sold it.
Yeah. And then I built the beauty grooming, right? And then the first I also want to penetrate this purpose. So why we exist? The Schick exists because that we are not just selling shaving product. We are through our beauty grooming product. We want to make people beautify. We want to beautify the people and then make people feel more joyful and then the happy, right? So and then the people just the experience the power of beauty. Because the first that I in the beginning that I met because in the beginning I did 101 the interview, with each, the employee, right?
How many employees was that?
110.
110. Wow.
Yeah.
How long does that take to go through 110? Must take months.
Yeah, it took like 2 months.
Yeah.
But first 2 months, I spent a lot of time for one-on-one with each, the employee. And then I met one guy, he was, like 60 years old. And then, a bit far from beauty, but, that he was, concerned about like his gray hair. And then some spots on the skin. So that's why I just gave some suggestion. Maybe you can use this hair color, because hair color, you don't need to go to the hair salon. Maybe you can just buy the product at the drugstore, right? You can do by yourself. And then, I just, recommend, the one of the color for him. And after that, he was convinced, by my suggestion maybe, and he bought the product. And then he asked his daughter to do the coloring
For him. Yeah.
for him. And then after that, that his daughter was so appreciated his new look. And then he was so happy. And he was convinced by power of beauty, right? Because it's not a shaving product, it's a color
I'm going to
product.
be grey myself. I might need to get that same recommendation from you and start dyeing my own hair.
Because the appearance is changed, and then the new look is also made him happy, right? And because his daughter was so happy. So that's why that, at that time, and then he just quickly emailed me. And then Goto-san was very nice. So thank you very much, for the suggestion. I was so happy.
Thank you.
So that's why, that I saw like, that he's kind of like the beauty ambassador to penetrate our purpose, because he's a real case, right? He was fully convinced by the power of beauty. Of course, it's a hair color case, but that it's okay, that we are selling beauty like more like the shaving product or maybe skincare or body care. But that we can also make same experience for the consumers, right? So that's why that we exist in Japan. And then he was so convinced, right? And then I appoint him as a beauty ambassador. It's not the official title. It's more fun. But and then I increase number of beauty ambassador. So that's why that this kind of beauty ambassador is increasing.
How did you? I mean, he nominated himself almost, by taking the product on, using it, getting a good result, coming back to you, volunteering. Hey, this is fantastic.
Right.
But what about the other cases? People who are not getting hair color advice from you. How did you pick the people?
Right. That he's like the 6 years old guy, right? Even 60 years old guy changed. So that's why he just makes some, the more advice by himself. And this word of mouth is spread very fast in the company. And then after that, his friend, like the 50s or the 60s, or even younger people, just naturally wanted to change. And then not just hair color, sometimes the glasses, or sometimes fashion, sometimes skincare product, or shaving. But that they are very interested, they became interested in the beauty products. So that's why that, that this is more like, the more staff level, but that it's, the beauty, selling the beauty, that is important for them, and then, that they want to spread this kind of, the purpose among the team.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, you've been in the beauty industry, so probably have a very high level of awareness, but I'm hearing that basically the team didn't see themselves in the beauty industry. They saw themselves in the shaving industry.
Right.
So their overall beauty awareness level was probably not that high.
Very low at the time.
And then you triggered that, and people started to think about, well, how do I look?
Right.
What is this the right glasses for me? Is the right hair color for me?
Right.
Should I, improve my tie or my pocket chief or whatever it might be, a suit or whatever? So I guess you're sort of raising the beauty awareness level across the whole team.
Exactly.
And I'm presuming that most of the Schick shaving product is bought by men, or is a high proportion of women too, or how does that work?
Both. We are number one for both.
For both, right? Okay, so you've got ladies working here as well, I guess. So fantastic. So and then did you get a group together to work on the purpose or the vision, or again, this is you in the shower in the morning thinking, I got this purpose statement. Oh, bingo, I got the vision statement, and you roll it out. How did you? Did you bottom it up, or did you top it down?
I think it's kind of the mix, but mainly like, because this, the purpose, it came from myself, right? And then make beauty grooming joyful. This is more like our purpose. And then our vision also simple, to be the most innovative beauty grooming company, right? So, And then this is from myself, but I shared my idea with my leadership team first. Because if you involve so many people, you cannot summarize, right? Because people want to say anything, but at least we are in the Edgewell group. We cannot have the totally different purpose. And then
that's right.
Right? So the Edgewell has like the make useful things joyful, right? I just switched the word in the middle, like not useful things. So beauty grooming is more makes sense for Japanese team. But still I keep make joyful.
I think beauty grooming would work in a Western culture as well.
I think so.
That word is an English word, two words combined. It's very simple. Beauty grooming as a concept. It's, useful things, beauty grooming. I vote for beauty grooming.
Thank you very much.
I think they should change their
they should change. They should
to
change.
yours.
I hope.
It's better.
And then also different from other companies, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Because useful things it's the same for other companies.
Yeah, I want you to push your boss next time.
yes,
Let's switch the
let's
company
do-
logo to my thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it together. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then of course for the at the staff level, that I increased the number of the beauty ambassador, right? But it's not good enough.
So out of what was it? 100 and how many did you? 140 was it?
110.
110. So how many beauty ambassadors inside 110?
I think the 20% at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. But I think now, as of today, maybe like the over 50%.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because when I joined the Schick Japan 3 years ago, nobody couldn't understand what's a beauty. So that's why I didn't hear any beauty word in the conversation. But as of today, I often hear the beauty in their conversations.
So it's really penetrated.
Penetrate.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that because, I often go to companies, we teach leadership training, and they'll have on the wall, beautiful glass, beautiful paper framed, vision, mission, values. And as a training company or as a trainer, sometimes I'll take it off the wall and turn it around.
Yeah.
Can't read it.
Yeah.
What's the vision of this company?
Right.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
What's the vision? Mission, I should say. Nothing. Usually there's 5 values. 30 people will usually get 2 or maybe 3 of the 5 values.
Right.
But the reason they don't get the vision and the mission is they're incredibly long. Incredibly,
okay.
and they can't remember it,
Yes.
So I say to them, hey, listen, if you can't remember it, explain to me how you live it.
Yes.
But what I'm hearing from you is this beauty word has penetrated. People are starting to live it.
Right.
Fantastic achievement. That's not so easy to do.
Yeah.
And do you think that was from, well, obviously you're promoting it all the time internally, and you've got, gradually half of the team become beauty ambassadors who are also promoting it. Is that the reason that you got it to penetrate so well?
Yeah. I think for to develop your purpose and vision, for me, it's always thinking about how make it simple, easy to remember, but the inspiring, more joyful, like a waku in Japanese, right? So then for us, make beauty grooming joyful. It's not a long sentence.
No,
it's easy to remember. Especially keyword is beauty grooming, and also joyful, right? And then the vision is also almost the same.
So what do you use? How do you call it in Japanese then?
Waku.
Waku for joyful.
Joyful.
So what do you say? You say
in Japanese?
In Japanese.
In Japanese, like the beauty grooming 製品を通して人をワクワク感と幸せであふれる毎日を届ける。
It's pretty long.
In Japanese, maybe long.
It's always longer in Japanese, isn't it, for translation? Yeah.
But the people can easily remember for this one because the beauty grooming を通して人をワクワクさせる. So that's kind of like a simple sentence.
A simple sentence, yeah.
That's a key word, that. And then also not just developing the purpose and the vision, but you need to penetrate, right? So one way is like let's say just use beauty ambassador. But another way, it's more like a strategic investment, which I've done, was the office renovation.
Yes, as I mentioned in my
Right.
intro, you had some slides
Right.
at that talk you gave at the Tokyo American Club for American Chamber. And people can imagine this very easily if they've been in Japan. Extremely boring looking office with the sort of grey desks and the rows of sort of books and, files and stuff between 2 people facing each other, and a sort of, kacho bucho sitting up here, long line. Absolutely classic, boring, dull Japanese office,
Right.
And then you showed the new one, oh my God, it was like it came from Mars or something. It was so spectacular. It was so,
Right.
It was so light and cheerful and fresh and modern, innovative. You couldn't help but be inspired working in that environment compared to the old one.
Exactly. So you feel joyful, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So that's our purpose. So
Yeah.
I wanted to showcase our purpose and vision visually. And then because we are in this office over 30 years, so the location doesn't change. But that we did only like a minor renovation, just changing the the floor carpet or just change the wallpaper. But it's because of cost. But that after discussing with my boss is a director. It's a group CEO. So my boss is a group CEO. So that's why that I directly discussed with him. And then I want to penetrate the purpose and the vision, right? So then in this case we need a visible change to make people feel wow. Yeah. So and then people start to think like the whole company is very serious, to change, right? So then the purpose is now clear, but that I wanted to showcase, right? So we decided to invest, and then we change this office in year one. So it's very fast. So that's why, and after opening the new office, the people, the reaction was so positive. And then the people felt like they joined a different company.
Absolutely. Looks totally
different. Right.
Different. Sort of space age, modern, innovative, beautifully light colors.
Yes.
Really, when you look at the photographs, I mean, I've walked in just now for this interview from the foyer, but the look is very pleasant.
Right.
It's joyful, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say joyful, actually.
Yes.
It's definitely waka waka. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then also they put like a beauty grooming studio, which they've never had, because where you can evaluate the product, develop the product quickly, and then we can also demonstrate the product performance.
Well, that comes back to your point about being an innovative company too. I mean, if you're talking about innovative, but there's no R&D going on around here, it doesn't feel innovative, does it?
Yeah. But because our vision is also most innovative beauty grooming company, so that's why for innovation is also key for the vision, right? So then that now we have the beauty grooming studio, and we can also develop the product for Japanese in Japan.
That's important.
So it's more like we walk the talk, right? So that's also help to build more the trust among the team members. They now start to believe. And then the companies now, they fully, they have the emphasis, toward our purpose and vision.
Here's a question. For people watching this show and they're thinking, well, that sounds great. Okay, Goto-san, you got a huge amount of money from headquarters to completely redo the office into some spectacular, joyful environment. I wish I was you, but my company is very catchy. They're very tight with money. They're not going to give me any money.
Yeah.
If you weren't able, this is hypothetical now,
right?
But presuming they'd said no, we are not going to spend that money. We're going to give that money to the shareholders. I'm going to buy back shares, or the typical usual thing.
Yeah.
And you didn't get the money, and you weren't able to change that environment as much as you were able to. What would you have done, do you think, to drive the purpose and mission harder? Because you couldn't just rely on a physical change.
Yeah.
What would you have done to compensate for that if you hadn't been able to change the physical environment?
Right. If I didn't have this, the investment, maybe, the first thing I also think, because this investment was, paid by headquarters.
Yeah, fantastic. Not even on your bottom line. Yeah. Fantastic.
But maybe first, maybe next one is maybe how I can spend by myself. Because the Schick Japan, that we also have like the more profitable business. So then maybe I also start not just asking the global the help. Maybe how we can do, but in local. But if it's difficult, so then of course we cannot change the office, right? But at least we changed to beautify more the office, because previous office was disaster. So that's why that at least we can do better.
I would say the previous office was pretty ugly.
I agree, right?
Not beautiful at all.
Not beautiful at all. So that's why
not joyful either.
Not joyful, right? But maybe like the minimum spend. But I think I can also change how you can be more creative, to decorate the office or the concept wise, So that can be done. So that's why I think that if you have this kind of the level of office renovation, so then you see the visible result quickly, right? But that if not, that maybe it takes time. But at least we showcase, that we are transforming to be the beauty grooming company.
So thinking about the purpose, the mission, you got that going year one straight in there.
Yeah.
Now you were able to negotiate the money with headquarters. So I'm presuming internally there's not much resistance, because it's not like we've got to sack 10 people to pay for it, or we have to reduce our marketing promotion over here because we're spending all the money on the outfitting of the office. There was no cost to the actual organisation in Japan. It was a plus coming in from outside. So people can accept that quite easily. But even though, in my experience with Japan, fast change is not something people can swallow and digest very easily. Now, you said you started with one beauty ambassador and gradually you've grown it over 3 years to half of the team. Was there resistance to the idea of beauty grooming? Was there resistance to the idea of having your own purpose and mission that's different to Edgewell, the owning company? People, how's this going to work? We're a shaving company, we're focused on razors, we're focused on this other, disparate sort of stuff. How was it? How did you find, was there resistance, or people hungry for it, or a bit of both? And how did you overcome the resistance?
Yeah, we also had the resistance, and then actually the resistant people is more just stay in the comfort zone. They don't want to change, right? So because we are number one,
which is 99% of the Japanese population in my experience.
Oh yeah. Because that we are number one in the history.
Yeah, why change anything?
Yes, for the last 30 years we are number one. So why should change?
Why change anything?
Right.
Yeah.
But when I look at the business in the real case, because actually they are trying to hit the number. So because this number came from the headquarters, so it's like a top down, and then people just chasing the number. So I think in the last 10 years, they say. Yeah, so that's why for me it's not so fun, just making sales, right? So then that I just gave some more new idea, the new aspect to the team. That why you are working for this company, like the Schick Japan, just want to make the sales, that's it, or no, right? So because usually the people join the company, or maybe if it's for only salary, then you leave the company. Maybe you can find a more better company, right? So, but for me, it's more that's why I say the purpose is very important. So why you want to work for Schick? Okay, so then the people say the Schick is number one.
So just coming back to purpose, you mentioned 5 turnarounds, L'Oreal and then Henkel. So at what stage in your career did you realize I've really got to focus on changing people's concept around purpose to get anywhere? Where was the change point for you that you just went, now I understand? Was that in Henkel? Was that in L'Oreal? Where was that?
In Henkel.
Henkel.
Yeah. The first 2 cases in L'Oreal was I was the GM for the division, right? I always started with strategy first.
Right.
Just forgot about purpose and vision.
Right.
But we could turn around. It's more division level, right? But if you need to lead a company level, it's more like a bigger scope. The Henkel was the first time for me to read more like the company level, right? To total business, right? So at that time, first thing I tried to start with strategy first, but it was not so easy to penetrate. And then the other time, I was doing a hair color business, and then we developed a very nice superior bleach product, hair bleach. And then with this technology, you don't see any hair damage after the bleaching, which is very disruptive technology. And then the other time, our focus is also this new bleach, right? But first, I started with product, but of course, the people were so happy about the disruptive innovation, but not so. For me, it's not so. It's not so. Full of energy, I would say. But and then I came up with the idea about the purpose. So why we are doing this job and why we are doing this bleach. Because that we want to make people feel happy with the more damageless hair bleach, right? And then the people can just put on a more color, more colorful. The people, so many colorful people around you, right? So then I start to talk about more purpose first. And then the people, that start to change their face, and then the people start to feel more confident about what they're doing. So that's why I just came up. I realized,
maybe something here.
Yeah, something here.
Good,
so then, that maybe let's start talking about the strategy first. Maybe start talk about more why we exist, like the purpose, and then they just showcase the vision. After that, based on the purpose and vision, that you establish a strategy. So that's also easy to digest. For the people. So that was, the key turning around area.
One thing I want to ask you about too is a lot of what you've done is coming from you personally. Beauty grooming tagline, right? Coming up with the idea of this ambassadors, beauty ambassadors, thinking, okay, I'm going to change the physical layout of this whole building so people walk into an entirely different environment and have a different mindset. This is coming from you. At what point do you think that there's a limitation to that, obviously? What have you done about, or what have you found works well to get things to bottom up? Because, you and I can get out a whiteboard, or we can brainstorm 2 people. But if we had 50 people brainstorming, or 100 people, 110 people brainstorming, we'd probably come up with a bigger range of ideas and things you and I wouldn't think about. So we get more diversity of opinion, diversity of experience, diversity of education, diversity of viewpoint, and it becomes richer. So I'm asking this question because it seems like, great, Goto-san's the guru, Goto-san's the genius, he leads everything, he thinks of everything, and we all do what Goto-san says. But what about getting ideas from the bottom up to you to enlarge what you're doing, to expand what you're doing?
I think maybe the key is the way of the communication, or maybe key of the format, because of course the idea came from myself, right? But I don't decide that this is what I want to do. Before the making final decision, I'm checking the confidence level. So that's why I try to use the one-on-one interview, not gathering over the 50, 100 people. Because if you invite the 50 people, maybe the speaker is only the 3-4 people, right? Because normally the Japanese can be more quiet and silent, right? So they don't show what they want, right? So that's why I use more the one-on-one interview. And then 110 people, it's possible to have the one-on-one, for myself. Maybe 1,000 people could be difficult, but the 100 people is not so the big deal for me. So that's why I spend a lot of time for one-on-one. And during the one-on-one, I already shared, this is what I want to do. How do you think? And then I got the reaction from each people, right? Then I can also be flexible to change. So that's why I just twist my idea and sharpen my idea. Then after that, I share the leadership team. So this is our purpose and vision. So are you okay for this one? Are you aligned? And then they are fully aligned because I already share the one-on-one. At the one-on-one, I already share my idea, right? So there's no surprise. And then when I make some announcement to all the staff, so here's our purpose and vision. But this is not first time to hear.
They've heard it before.
Yeah, they already heard. So that's why it's kind of
a type of nemawashi.
Kind of nemawashi.
It's a type of nemawashi internally, isn't it? Sort of seeing people with the idea, let them. And also, I think in Japan, speedy reaction is not valued in Japan. People think it's more important to really consider carefully, digest it, consider it, think about it, pros and cons, come up with an idea what you think, as opposed to in the West, it's like sharp, quick, fast, move on, go, go, go.
Right.
Tends to be rewarded,
Right.
It's a little bit different in the way of approaching ideas too. So that's great. And in terms of getting people to believe in you, building the trust.
Yeah.
Because here you turn up, this guy from Henkel who's doing completely different product range, doesn't know anything about shaving. We're the number one shaving for the last 100 years, whatever. Who's he? And then he's got all these bizarre ideas, beauty, grooming, beauty ambassadors, changing everything, what's going on? And then to get the trust in you, to believe in you, to follow you, what have you found has worked well to build trust with teams?
I think the simplest speaking, just walk the talk. I think that's the very powerful to build the trust. So let's say the purpose vision is not just saying, it's walk the talk. For example, the office renovation is already real case.
It happened, right?
It happened, right?
If you want to be successful as a leader, do the Leadership Training for Managers course. All companies need people who can both manage and lead. Leading people screams out for real skills in communication, dealing with all different types of people, being excellent at innovation, planning, delegation, handling mistakes, doing performance reviews really well, and inspiring and motivating the team. Do the Leadership Training for Managers course now in either Japanese or English. Leading is easy. Getting people to follow is the hard part. That is a great quote from Yogi Berra. Surprisingly, despite the complexities of leading here in Japan, everyone has to work it out by themselves. Foreign leaders want practical, applicable, expert advice. This is now available for the first time in history. Grab your copy of Japan Leadership Mastery on Amazon today and avoid the mystery, trial and error, especially the errors. We're going to revamp the office, and a new chair turns up, and that's it. It's not quite. I was expecting a bit more.
Because that my predecessors also many people wanted to change this office, but never happened, right? So that's why when I say I wanted to change the office, but nobody believed. Maybe Goto-san just saying, right? But it happened within 1 year. So then So then I started
to build. It's not just a small change.
It's not small change.
It's like a spectacular change too. It's like absolutely. I mean, when you did it, did you have to move to a different office somewhere temporarily and then move back in, or
no? We had 2 floors.
We have 2 floors. So you did one after another.
Right.
Because I was just thinking, when you walk in for the first time and see how it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gobsmacking. Like, wow. You know?
Wow. Yeah.
That's a really wow moment. The first time to see it, like, wow.
Yeah.
High impact.
Exactly. And then another, the example is also the innovation pipeline. For us, that we have very clear strategy, right? So that's why not just talking about strategy, I also share, the new product pipeline. So this year we're gonna launch, the product A, B, and next year is the C and D. The third year is maybe D and E or something, right? And then all the plan is already happened.
So again, with the product innovation, is this, Goto-san in the shower, washing his hair? I got an idea for a new product. Next day, I got an idea for another product. Is this coming out of your head, or this new product is coming from surveys? Is it coming from focus groups? Is it coming from the marketing team? Where are these ideas coming from?
It's from the team.
From the team this time.
Yes.
Okay.
So this kind of the new product development, new product idea is more from the team, based on the research or focus group or some of the quantitative one. But I'm just sharing the direction, strategic direction. For example, so the first the priorities was shaving, which is not change, right? But shaving we have the men's shaving, women's shaving, and I already that have the more balanced portfolio. I already made a choice for the strategic brand, so that's done by myself. But let's say for us, the Hideo is the #1 brand in Japan for the men's shaving. So then this Hideo is important, right? So then I need some innovation for Hideo. Then I asked the team to think about it. So that the product level, this kind of idea came from the team, but the strategic direction done by myself. Yeah.
I have to tell everybody, by the way, that you are beautifully shaven. I mean, you are an absolute perfect example of using the product as perfectly shaven. Absolutely perfectly shaven, I have to say. Not so many Japanese gentlemen are so perfectly shaven as you. So you are,
Thank you.
You're leading in charge there, which is good. So there's still scope for improvement. So what other things did you use? You talked about walk the talk. You mentioned that. Other things to build trust?
I think that the walk the talk is the most important based on my experience. Yeah, of course, maybe a lot of things to do, but
there's also the fact that you're spending time one-on-one with 110 people. I mean, that's a massive amount of executive time.
Maybe
investing in them to get their opinion, listen to them, and then come back and report on what you've heard, and then they actually start to see, particularly if they start to see their ideas being implemented in the execution. That's like, wow, I can see what I talked to Goto-san and he's doing it. Like, fantastic. Because that changes people too.
Exactly. Because through the one-on-one interview, I also got a lot of good idea about, like I said, promotion. And if the idea is good, then I just make the team try it. So then, the person was so happy, because he proposed, some idea and it was happening, right? So this kind of, you need to accumulate this kind of example.
And that encourages people too, because a lot of times, I've been in organizations where we get together, we do a lot of brainstorming, we come up with fantastic ideas and nothing ever changes.
Right.
That is so heartbreaking, because you've invested so much of yourself in coming up with these really good ideas. They're good. but it doesn't get taken up, or there's no money
Right.
put behind it. It just sort of dies. You know?
Yeah.
Very disheartening. So the opposite. Very enlivening, very encouraging, very stimulating. You know,
Exactly.
Very motivational.
Yes.
So it certainly works.
Yeah, because that if you have the more right culture within your organization, so then that's also help drive the innovation. Because for us, that we have 4 values in the company. So one of the values is also like the move forward. We call move forward, which means that you just have the ambition, just challenge new things, but you can also learn from failure. If you fail, that's okay. Just learn.
Just on that point, because this is a very risk-averse culture.
Right.
And people get rewarded for not taking decisions and not executing on new things and doing the same old things because they're the safest, best bet.
Yeah.
So anytime you decide to try something new, it's high risk. So, it's a sort of an irony that sometimes people are encouraged to innovate. They innovate, it fails, and then they get scolded.
Yeah.
You get blamed for it, And that's like, well, they just cancel their innovation ticket right there. They're not going to try anything ever again in their entire career. Stop right there. So the fact of how you deal with failure, and not just at your level, but right the way through the organization is important.
Right.
So how do you think about failure, not just in innovation terms, but failure generally? Because people make mistakes, they forget things, the deadline wasn't hit, it wasn't done perfectly, the monies weren't where they should have been, or something went wrong. How do you deal with that internally?
I think that's also the definition of failure is important, because for us that of course you can fail but that as long as you're challenging new things with your ambition. Because, for example, like if you made some careless mistake, like the missed the due date or some the missed some administration, blah blah. So that's not good. So we say like it's not good. So you need to fix it. But that if you want to challenge something because if you create some new idea, you want to challenge. So in this case, you can do it. But if you maybe you will be fail, right? So that then but it's okay that you can learn from the failure. I think this is also not just saying, it's more a part of our culture. So that's why that it's I also see so many failure cases in this company as well already. But that people can also learn from the failures, and then the failure is not penalty for us. So for the HR evaluation, we don't take this kind of failure as a part of evaluation. So
but do you take the success as evaluation as well? I mean,
success,
does
yes,
it go the other way?
Yeah, because
So if you fail, it's not a demerit.
Yeah.
But if you succeed, it is a merit.
Merit, yes. Okay. Yeah, because we also driving the recognition, the celebration, right? So this kind of celebration, recognition also make people feel more confident.
Well, on that too, I mean, when I first got to Japan and started leading, I had a very Western mindset about this sort of stuff, and particularly in the sales area. Top salesperson gets trotted out, hey, number one, congratulations, photograph, But I found in Japan, in a lot of cases, because of this group dynamic, individuals did not want to be separated from the group, isolated out and recognized separate to the group. Yeah. And they felt very uncomfortable. Now, not everybody. There are a certain percentage of people who want to be at the front. Yeah, look at me, I was fantastic, top sales, I'm the one. Yeah, but there's a bigger proportion of people like, don't do that to me because I'm worried about getting knives in the back. People look at them whinging about me, complaining.